Welcome to Course 4, Foundation, Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP, course, by SPAO Academy. Topic 2, Global Supply Chain Networks, Section 10, The SCOR Model, Lesson 4, Using SCOR for Performance Improvement. Using SCOR for Performance Improvement. Welcome, students. In the previous lessons, we introduced the SCOR model and broke down its core components. The processes: plan, source, make, deliver, return, enable, and the 3 levels of process detail. Now, we arrive at the most practical question. How do we actually use the SCOR model to make a supply chain better? The SCOR model isn't just a theoretical framework to memorize, it is a diagnostic tool and a roadmap. This lesson will walk you through the step-by-step process of using SCOR to identify problems, analyze root causes, and implement improvements. Learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the 4 main steps of the SCOR improvement methodology. Describe how to use SCOR metrics to identify performance gaps. Explain how process mapping helps in root cause analysis. Understand how to prioritize improvement projects based on business impact. The SCOR improvement methodology, a 4-step process. Using SCOR for performance improvement is typically a cyclical process. Think of it as a roadmap for a journey from where you are today to where you want to be. Here are the 4 key steps. Analyze the base, metrics, identify the gap, benchmarking, find the root cause, process mapping, implement and prioritize, best practices. Let's break each of these steps down. Step 1. Analyze the base. How are you performing today? The first step is to establish a baseline. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. Using the SCOR model, you begin by measuring your current performance using the SCOR metrics. Remember the metrics pyramid from a previous lesson? Top level: reliability, responsiveness, agility, costs, assets. Lower levels: specific metrics like on-time delivery or cash-to-cash cycle time. Beginner example: imagine you are the manager of a small bicycle assembly company. Your customers are complaining that they aren't getting their bikes on time. Your first step in step 1 is to calculate your current performance. Metric: perfect order fulfillment, reliability. Current performance: you find that only 70% of your orders arrive on time and complete. Step 2. Identify the gap. Where do you want to be? Once you know your baseline, e.g., 70%, you need to compare it against a standard. SCOR provides 2 types of comparisons. Benchmark: how does your performance compare to other companies? E.g., is 70% good, average, or terrible for the bicycle industry? Target: where does your business strategy need you to be? E.g., your goal is to be the most reliable bike company, so you need to be at 98%. The difference between your current performance and the benchmark target is the performance gap. Beginner example: continued, current, 70% perfect order fulfillment. Industry benchmark: 85% for similar-sized manufacturers. Your target: 95% to satisfy your customers. The gap: you have a 25-point gap from your target and a 15-point gap from the industry average. This confirms you have a real problem to solve. Step 3. Find the root cause. Why does the gap exist? This is where the process elements of SCOR become essential. A low metric, like perfect order, is just a symptom. You need to find the root cause of the problem. You do this by drilling down into your process maps. You would examine your deliver processes to see exactly where the failures occur. You ask questions like: are we missing parts to build the bikes? This points to a source problem. Are we building the bikes incorrectly? This points to a make problem. Is the shipping company losing the boxes? This points to a deliver problem. Beginner example, continued: you trace the 30% of orders that failed. You discover 15% were late because the blue paint for the bike frames was out of stock. 10% were late because the assembly line broke down. 5% were damaged in transit. Root cause: the biggest factor is the paint shortage. Therefore, the root cause is a supplier reliability issue within the source process. Step 4. Implement and prioritize. How do you fix it? Now you know the root cause. The final step is to identify solutions to close the gap. SCOR provides a library of best practices that you can adopt to fix specific process problems. A best practice is a proven method, process, or technology that has led to improved performance. For your root cause, unreliable paint supplier, SCOR best practices might suggest supplier scorecards. Start formally tracking supplier delivery performance. Safety stock. Keep a small amount of extra paint in the warehouse to cover for supplier delays. Supplier certification. Work with the supplier to improve their processes. Prioritization. You can't fix everything at once. You must prioritize projects that will have the biggest impact on your strategic goals, closing the gap. In our example, fixing the paint supplier will likely fix half of your delivery problems, so that becomes the #1 priority. Putting it all together, a summary diagram. Think of the process like a funnel. Strategic analysis, top level. You look at high-level metrics, like ROIC or perfect order. You find a gap. Configuration analysis. Level 2. You look at the process types, plan, source, make, deliver, to see which one contains the problem. Process element analysis. Level 3. You dive into the specific activities, e.g., schedule product deliveries, to find the exact root cause. Implementation. Level 4. You implement a specific best practice to fix that broken activity. Key takeaway. The SCOR model is powerful because it connects the numbers, metrics, to the work, processes. It provides a common language to say, our reliability metric is low, step 1. Because our sourcing process has a supplier issue, step 3. To fix this, we will implement a supplier scorecard program, step 4. This systematic approach takes the guesswork out of supply chain improvement and ensures you are fixing the right problems for the right reasons. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your like means the world to us and helps this channel grow so we can continue bringing you great content. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.